But with the British military, army be the best. There is this thing around, it is still the best. I've seen a load of stuff that you've done, but maybe just we'll talk about that, why the British military is the best. Again, it's a story that you've told loads. I have this thing that, I might have seen you speak about this before, but maybe the environment that we live in. So a lot of Scots are in the special forces because they grew up on the streets of Glasgow in piss wet rain conditions, no food or eating dirty doner kebabs off the floor. So they're ready. They can live in any environment. Is there something
Glasgow's a great place.
It's edgy. It's cultured now. There's a bit going on. Hippie.
It's still edgy, mate.
Yeah, it is edgy.
Fear for my life up there. It's only because I've got an English accent.
Imagine me going over.
Yeah, but you're Scottish.
Yeah, but they don't believe that. I did an event in
You're
Glasgow.
like that. You got Hamilton's plastered across.
My name's Jim Hamilton. That's a Scottish name. They're not having it, especially in Glasgow. You have to have the accent to be able to walk the talk.
Why are the Brits the best? Which they are.
Are we really?
There's a few reasons. Now, we haven't got the most money, so we don't have the best kit.
Who has? I'm going to keep breaking it down.
Yanks.
Okay, of course.
The Americans.
They look good. They do look good, though.
They have got a huge budget to plough into research and development, equipment, training. But the Brits are the best for a few reasons. People aren't going to like this one, but we've been fucking scrapping since we started to look at warfare for 1,000 years-ish. Okay, so the one thing the Brits are good at is everyone says Brits are arrogant. On the world stage, they might seem like that because it's a small little island that has, gone out and done stuff, good or bad, doesn't matter. Ignore that bit. They've gone out and done stuff. Every time it's fucked up, gone wrong, they've got the fucking presence of mind to look at what's gone wrong and rewrite doctrine, rewrite tactics, rewrite standard operating procedures. They're like, that didn't work. They've got a very, very grown-up mentality towards pursuing excellence, shall we say. So there's all that time where they're, even if we didn't think we were doing it, each time something didn't work out, there's structure, there's procedure, there's discipline within that. Add into that now, in sort of like the modernish era, where we train is fucking horrible. It's easier training in the Arctic. Okay, it's cold. If you do something wrong, you're going to freeze your tits off and your fingers will probably fall off. And you might die of hypothermia. If you're in the desert, it's dry. It's easy to operate in. Yes, you might, if you're not on the ball, dehydrate and spank him from heat exhaustion. But here, it's all of that. It's muddy. It's disgusting. It's uncomfortable. And it is a big shock when you first join up as a young recruit. It was for me as a 16-year-old recruit. I got myself into reasonably fit physical state, and I thought I was all over it. I thought I was prepared. I was ready to throw it in. My admin wasn't good because I was 16. Then you go in the field, and it's fucking miserable. And you get into your sleeping bag, and it's piss wet through, and you just. Your fingers are falling apart. They're like splitting. And I was like, I'm falling apart here. Like, what the fuck? And you dig in a shell scrape to sleep in and it's full of water. And it's nasty. It's not nice. And and yet you learn how to operate in that. And because of where we train, Scotland, Wales, up the northeast, you've got a place called Otterburn, all those places, no one enjoys going there. It's fucking horrible. And we'll go up there and spend 10 days, 2 weeks in the field. And it's grim. And I think because of those things combined, I think we are. We're grown up enough to know, and you create hard fighting forces.
Who else? Who's good? Below that.
The Americans are good because they've got a lot of commitment to what they believe in.
Very patriotic as well.
Very patriotic. Something I'm jealous of.
Yeah, okay, I was going to ask you about that American side of things as well, because
it's interesting what's going on at the moment. It's quite a divided place at the moment, but I'd like to think that they still have that patriotism. Because I think it stands for something.
They have the patriotism towards the country and the flag. Whoever is in charge, that's the sense I get from the country. And towards their military personnel. I know we have that in kind of snippets. It doesn't feel the same. Any big sporting occasion, it is servicemen and women front and centre, just deep-rooted affection and respect for
I don't know where that comes
their
from.
country. They're a bit cheesy is the wrong word, but because they're a bit cheesy, but they latch on to them emotional kind of fundamentals of what the country is built on. They're a fairly new country as well. America are, and you think of the wars that they've had, kind of historically, the modern wars that they've been involved in has had a big effect on that country. And Afghanistan is the big one, with 9/11 actually unfolding in New York on their soil.
Yeah,
that they've had some big moments in around this kind of modern.
I think they're definitely patriotic. Us less so. I tell you what, I like about that place is they, as far as I'm concerned, this is only my opinion, they celebrate success. They celebrate it. I don't think we do it that much here. We almost like, oh, how's he got that? Like, as opposed, you know what I mean?
That's exactly. I'm looking at a load of stuff in America around the podcast and the show, and rugby's going there in 7 years. So I've been looking at loads of stuff of how they deliver message, how they interact, how they interview, how they put on sport, whether or not it be college, American football, Super Bowl, UFC, boxing, whatever the sport is. They're just unapologetically confident. And that comes across is in how they celebrate. With the most superficial, the wooing on anything.
No.
I saw a clip at the weekend around the college. I think it was Georgia beat Texas, and the coach was one of the most whoa, and he's there, he's on camera.
It's passion though, isn't there?
It's passion. And it's passion, and they celebrate everything.
And we're like that. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly that. I said to my mates, "Oh, he looks like a right knobhead." I said, "We need Steve Borthwick and Marcus Smith doing this when Marcus drops the goal to beat South Africa."
Yeah.
Like, this
in their
needs to come
faces,
out, in their face, whooping and hollering,
because they are.
It's a humility. That's what it is. But I don't know whether it's that.
I think it needs to be. You need to employ it every once in a while. But there's a time and a place. But I think we need to have a bit more fucking.
Yeah, especially for this kind of stuff, and glorify our military and glorify being a part of something. A band of brothers, a band of sisters. A band of brothers, a band of sisters, not a brand. Well, it is a brand, as well.
Yeah, definitely.